Anthony from Learning to Play the Guitar. This is the fourth video of my series of Rocking the Pentatonic Box, looking at guitar solos from classic rock tunes. And the tune here today is Strange Brew by Cream. With this song in particular, apart from just showing you the main guitar solo, I will also show you the introduction solo and the main guitar riff played underneath the whole song. The song is basically a 12-bar blues in the key of A. For the intro solo in Strange Brew, it's based around the A minor pentatonic scale, pattern 1 and pattern 2. So here is pattern 1, starting at fret 5 for A. Pattern 2, where we're going to replace my little finger on fret 8 here with my second finger, so this is an overlapping pattern of the A minor pentatonic scale, what they call pattern 2. Fingers 2, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 2, 4. And the solo is blending parts of those two scale patterns together. The very first two notes are from pattern 2 with this 8-10. So with these long notes, Eric Clapton is using a lot of vibrato on the notes to make them ring out for a long time. B.B. King is very well known for doing this, and Eric Clapton is a big B.B. King fan, so that's obviously where he got this technique and idea from. On that 10, we're really just wobbling that note a little bit. For me, it's like I'm trying to bend the note, but not having a very good success at it, so I'm just trying to bend it, but not bending it, and that's a very cool way of thinking about how do you get your vibrato. Wobble, wobble, wobble. Alright, so that's bar 1. Next bar, same notes but little grace notes, very short 8-10. Then second finger to the 9, go backwards, slide to the 7, 5, 7, then half bend with the 5. You can bend that up or down, and the way that little half bend is bending towards that C sharp note, which is the third note of the A chord behind that note there. Then we have a little gap, bending a pre-bend, so we're going to, on fret 7, we're going to bend the string up, pick it, release it down, flick off to the 5, which is a little pull off there, 7 on the D string, back to the 5 on the G string. So this thing sounds like this sped up, which is a cool little blues lick, that little pre-release bend pull off. 7, 5, next bit, we're going to go 8-10. Again, vibrato on that number 10 note, but we're crossing the string there from 8 on the first, 10 on the second. And then he repeats those notes again, 8-10, 8-10, same cross, second finger, slide back, 5, 7. And then there's a gap, and now I'm going to slide my second finger into fret 9. That's the lick, so sliding into 9, second finger, 8, 8, 10, 8 on the second string, and that's A minor pentatonic pattern 2 stuff. Then we have a little Strange Brew bit there for 2 bars of singing, and then he has this little turnaround lick, bending the 7 back to A minor pentatonic pattern 1, bending that guy for 2 beats, and then 5, 5, 7, 5, 7, second finger on top, 7, little hammer on, 5, 7, back on the D string. So one of the other main things to watch out for with this intro solo, and the other solo too, is to be aware of the phrasing when these phrases come in. So watching that we're counting the beats between each bar. So generally each phrase, especially some of these longer notes, at the very start we'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, then into the next phrase and stuff. So watching out for those gaps. So he has about 4 bars there where it's almost a whole bar where nothing much happens, or he's just hanging on to one note. So the rhythm here, the tune is based around a 12-bar blues in A, so we're dealing with 4 chords in terms of the variations that he's playing. So the first chord is A, A major bar chord when the riff is built around these chords. The other chord we're going to play with is D9. This is kind of the jazzy version of a D7 chord. So I'm just going to do the middle 4, 5, 4, 5, 5 with 4 fingers, but you can also lie your third finger down. Some people prefer to do it that way, which is fine. Then on the turnaround towards the end of the 12-bar pattern, there's an E7 sharp 9, which is that ninth chord shape we just had, little finger sticking out 1 fret higher. And this is called the Hendrix chord, used in Purple Haze. The other chord he does towards the end is D7 sharp 9. So we simply slide that down 2 frets. So there, and that's D7 sharp 9. And then we're back to an A. But around those chords, there's a little riff. And so the basic riff pattern sounds like this, and it's using notes from the A minor pentatonic scale again. So what am I doing? We've got the A chord, I'm going to hit 5-5, just the bass note, and I'm going to do a quick strum, and then I'm going to mute that by just releasing the pressure. So I'm killing the chord versus letting it ring out. That's not that, but it's with a nice little gap. Then the little riffy bit, I've got a 5-7 hammer on the A string, and then that's a little quick grace note there. We're going to go down to the D string, 5, 5, 7 hammer. So just a little bunch of 5/7s, if you like, in that scale pattern. But there is a little rhythm behind that, of course, as well. And one of the keys to this is not coming in too early with it. So that little riff happens after beat 3. So if I'm going to count that bar, 1 and 2, 3. That's when that happens. It sounds like that. So 1 and 2, 3. 1 and 2, 3. So as it goes around, it basically just changes the chord, but the same little riff happens in between the chords. So that was the A version, of course. We're going to go the D9 version, so same thing, but D9. But the difference is now, obviously, the chord, but the bass note will now be on the A string, because that's where the D note is on fret 5 here with my second finger. So that's the D version. So we have 4 A's, 2 D's, back to 2 A's again, and then at the turnaround, we've got the E7 sharp 9. Same concept, of course, but now it's E. So again, the bass note is on the A string here at fret 7. That was the E one, and then we do the D7 sharp 9. Again, bass note is there on the A string. Then you're back to the A on the end. So the main solo here is again based on the A minor pentatonic scale, thus the Rocking The Pentatonic Box inclusion for this song. He does occasionally play a C sharp note which comes from the A chord as well, but it's 95% A minor pentatonic. So he's actually starting off with 3 notes based around the A minor pentatonic pattern 4. All the way up here, so he's using these 3 notes. So at the very start we have 14, which is A, 13, 15 with a bend. And then we have a gap again, so it's very spacious here in his soloing. The next bit is similar but different, so he's often just basing his solo, a lot of it around this area and these 3 notes. So part 2 is that, so I've got 14, big bend on 15, which is 1.5. Full bend on the 15, releasing that, 13, double hit, 14, 14, a little half bend on that 13, so a lot of subtlety in his bending. And the idea of this half bend, it's bending that C sharp note, which is from the A chord, which is the chord behind that bit there. Moving on, now we have another bar of resting. Coming in on beat 2 of the next bar, we've got 15, up and down, bend, release, 15 without any bending, 13, 14, double, 13, and a slide. Simple but effective ideas. Then he finally breaks out of that going back to A minor pentatonic pattern 2, sliding into this 9 with my second finger, 8, 8. Then we're doing a pull off 10, 8. Then after that, we're going to quickly jump to pattern 1, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7 on the D string. So altogether, that bit sounds like. So it's quite a quick jump there in that section. And then we have another little lick at the end of the next bar where we're going to hammer on 5, 6. That's the chord tone there, that's C sharp on number 6. 5 down the bottom, and the 8 there, which is again for the pentatonic scale, like a 7th for that chord. So a little like lick riff there in itself. Then towards the end of the solo, we're back to our 14, 13, 15 notes from the start. Going to go those 3 notes again, but now we're going to go 13, but we're going to bend it 6 times. Just simple on the beat stuff, but to make the bending easier, I'm going to jump to my 3rd finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And moving on for the moment, 13, 15, 15, 13, 14. So that bit. Is that. Then after that, the final run down on the solo is back to A minor pentatonic pattern 1 at fret 5. And a little diversion into pattern 4 with a bendy 3, C to a C sharp again, A at home. So that little lick, maybe slowing that down. 5, 8, 5, pull off on the 2nd string. 5, jump to the G string. 7, 5, 7 on the D string, 3rd finger on top for the 7 on the A string, and then I'm going to jump my 3rd finger for a little bend there, and the re-end, and 5. So the final lick here is again A minor pentatonic based as it goes through. A little bit of sliding from mainly pattern 1 to pattern 2 and back. So the lick here, nice and slow. Is that. So we've got bendy 7, 5, 5, 5, 2 strings, 1st, 2nd and 1st, backwards and forwards. Pull off 8, 5. You can use a little 3rd, I like my 3rd. Bend the 7 on the G string up and down. Then 5, 7, 5, hammer on pull off. Slide from 7 to 9. 2nd finger on 8. 2nd finger on 9. 7, 5. Takes you home. So I hope you had fun learning this great Eric Clapton solo and the riffs from Strange Brew by Cream. Subscribe to the Learning to Play the Guitar YouTube channel for more lessons, and don't forget to click on the bell to receive notifications when I upload a new video. You can also check out my books and more lessons at my website learningtoplaytheguitar.net. Thanks for watching and keep practicing.